The T-1 prototype ground assault vehicle was a fully autonomous weapons platform and the first Terminator-class robot, as well as the first iteration of what would later come to be known as the Hunter-Killer tank. Developed by the United States Air Force and Cyber Research Systems, or CRS for short, it was based on technology obtained from Cyberdyne Systems and was intended to gradually replace human soldiers in field combat. The T-1 was an early primitive design by Terminator standards. It had a non-humanoid design and stood 8 feet in height, with silver-coloured armour plating only partially covering its inner components due to it being an early prototype and not a full production model. Because bipedal military robots had not yet been perfected, the T-1 was fitted with tank treads, one at either side attached to its drive motors, and a smaller tertiary one located behind, acting as a swivel-caster for balance. With rubber tank treads providing the T-1 with superior grip over uneven terrain as opposed to what a wheeled design would offer. Moving upwards, the T-1 Terminator's torso section is mounted on a platform capable of rotating 360 degrees. Its head houses its various optical sensors and targeting systems which allow it to identify multiple targets using auditory, heat and motion sensors, and has a camera feed with a heads-up display. And attached to each of its 2 arms, for weaponry, the T-1 features a twin pair of mounted high-rate 6-barrel rotary machine guns. With this powerful weaponry, the T-1 was designed for extreme combat, delivering maximum firepower in the shortest time possible. They were originally built in limited numbers. Each prototype was individually numbered with markings across the front of the units, and were each stored underneath protective coverings. On the 24th of July 2004, Judgment Day, a series of T-1 prototypes held in storage at the CRS complex were activated and reprogrammed by the TX alongside numerous HK aerial prototypes, and used to target and attack any humans in the facility, including John Connor and Kate Brewster. One of them was disabled by the T-101 by severing its exposed head and neck assembly and then detaching one of its miniguns to destroy a second T-1 with. Despite being such an old model, later versions of them have still been seen in service as late as 2018, where they were used to defend Skynet's factories and other important facilities. This updated production model featured a more utilitarian look and was more heavily armoured, with less exposed components and track guards, correcting its predecessor's design flaws. The basic design of the T-1 would eventually evolve into the massive Hunter-Killer tank used in the later days of the war. So I thought the T-1 was a really cool design, and it was interesting to see some of the early robots that were made by humans before Skynet became self-aware and started producing its own designs. One original design concept for this Terminator type had wheels instead of tracks, but I prefer the design they chose to feature in the movie. So what did you think of Terminator 3? Do you like it or do you dislike it? I remember I actually saw it in the cinema as a kid, and I liked it a lot at the time, but being a bit older now, I can see a lot of the issues people have with it, but I still find it an enjoyable film nonetheless. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like and sub if you aren't already. Making Terminator videos is something I've been planning on doing for a long time, but I've only just now gotten around to starting them. But I do plan on having them as a major part of my content alongside Alien, Predator, Resident Evil and the other usual stuff I cover. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.